Here we'll be looking at integration by parts, and we'll actually derive the formula to use integration by parts. So the first thing to remember is the product rule. So what does it say? The product rule says that if we have a product of two functions, f of x and g of x, and we want to take the derivative of this product, then this will be equal to the derivative of the first function, f prime of x, times the second function, g of x, plus the first function times the derivative of the second function, g prime of x. And now say we want to take the antiderivative of both sides. So the antiderivative of the left-hand side is fx gx. And on the right-hand side, we're going to have the integral of f prime x gx dx plus integral fx g prime x dx. Okay, so now say we want to solve for this term over here. Well then, we'll have the integral of f of x g prime x dx will be equal to fx gx minus the integral f prime x gx dx. Okay, and then this is actually our formula for integration by parts. Okay, so let's use an example. Sorry, just changing the page. Okay, let's first write down what the formula is. So the formula is, again, if we look at the second page, integral fx g prime x dx, which is equal to fx gx minus the integral of f prime x gx dx. And remember, this is the formula that we're going to use for integration by parts. What we need to do is we need to assign one of the functions in our product, in our integral that we're going to use, to be f of x, and the other one we need to assign to be g prime of x. And then we can use the rest of the formula to solve for the integral. So for example, if we have the integral of x cos x, and we want to solve this, we can use the product rule. Let me get rid of these so we don't get confused. Now we want to assign one of these functions to be f of x, and we want to assign the other function to be g prime of x. So how do we choose which one? Well, we're actually going to look at this last integral over here, which is the only integral we're actually going to be solving. So this has to be the simplest integral that we can find. And the way it can be the simplest is to make this derivative, f prime x, as simple as we can make it. And then we can notice that if we have f prime of x, that's going to be equal to 1. So then we can choose our f of x to be equal to x, and our f prime x will be 1. Then we only have one more choice, so g prime x will be cos of x, and g of x is then sine x. So now using the formula, we can complete the integral. So this integral, x cos x dx, will then be equal to, using the formula, fx, which is x in our case, multiplied by gx, which is sine x here, minus the integral of the derivative of our fx, which is 1, times our normal function, which is sine x. So that's sine x over here, dx. Simplifying, we get, oh, I'm so sorry. We get x sine x minus, and integrating sine x, we're going to get minus cos x, which is then equal to x sine x plus, minus minus is plus, cos x. And we've done an integration, so we're just going to have plus c over here and plus c. And that is our final answer. And we've used the product rule, we've used the integration by parts formula that we derive from the product rule.